Let's get real about one of the most gut-wrenching traps a man can fall into: pouring your heart, time, and energy into a woman, only to feel that nagging sense that something's wrong. She dangles just enough a flirty text, a fleeting smile to keep you hooked, but never enough to build something real. You're caught in limbo, unsure if you're moving forward or just being played. Welcome to Man of Substance, where we cut through the noise and empower you to take back your power. Today, we're diving deep into the game of being strung along how to spot it, stop it, and walk away with your dignity intact. This isn't just another topic, it's personal. Every man has been stuck in that gray zone, loyal to a woman who hasn't committed to you, chasing a connection that's more illusion than reality. Here's the hard truth: she doesn't need to lie to waste your time. All it takes is vague excuses. I'm confused. I need time. Let's not ruin the friendship code for. You're good enough for now, but not the one I want. It's brutal, but it's the wake-up call you need. In this video, we're breaking down 7 crystal clear signs she's stringing you along and the exact steps to shut it down and reclaim your worth. If you're ready to stop playing her game and start living on your terms, stay locked in. This one's for you. Let's dive in. Number 1. The hidden trap of emotional limbo that keeps you powerless. There's a quiet kind of suffering many men endure but never speak about. It's not heartbreak, it's not rejection, it's the limbo. You've probably been there. You're texting her daily, giving her attention, staying available whenever she needs something. She drops you a flirty message here and there, a picture, a voice note, just enough to keep the hope alive. But when it comes to commitment, clarity, or real connection, she disappears into silence, delays, or vague excuses. This is not confusion, this is strategy. The emotional limbo is a psychological gray zone where a woman gives just enough to keep your attention, but never enough to move the connection forward. You feel something is off, but instead of walking away, you stay hoping, guessing, clinging to the next sweet message or half-promise, and that's where your power begins to slip. The Stoics would call this a form of self-abandonment. Jung would call it a shadow dynamic. The part of you that doesn't believe you're enough is the same part that tolerates crumbs instead of a feast. Let's get clear. This isn't about blame. Some women may not do this with bad intentions, but intention doesn't erase impact. You're being used not for your body, but for your attention. Your presence is fuel for her ego, not food for her soul. Emotionally, this feels like standing in a hallway where all doors are slightly open, but none will let you in. The longer you stay, the more confused and resentful you become. You overanalyze texts. You hope she'll come around. But you're not falling in love. You're falling into exhaustion. Why does this happen? Because many men conditioned by culture, fear, or self-doubt confuse patience with loyalty. They believe, if I just stick around long enough, she'll see I'm the one. But what they're really doing is devaluing themselves. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." In limbo, you've surrendered your power to someone else's indecision. Let's challenge the biggest myth here. If I prove I'm consistent, she'll choose me. No. If she truly values you, she won't keep you in limbo. She'll make space, she'll take action, she'll commit. Because desire seeks clarity, not confusion. Here's the truth. Real love doesn't play games with your time, your hope, or your dignity. You weren't born to be someone's backup plan, emotional battery, or convenient distraction. You were born to love from fullness, not from fear. So what's the first move? Start by observing. Is she consistent in effort, or only warm when she senses you're pulling away? Does she offer presence, or just attention? Are you investing while she's merely responding? And then, reclaim your presence. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your boundaries. Jung said the path to wholeness requires confrontation with your shadow. The parts of you willing to settle must be seen, honored, and outgrown. You don't walk away in anger. You walk away in clarity, because a man in control of his attention is a man in control of his life. And in that control, he becomes magnetic, not desperate, solid, not shaken. Now speak out and comment below. I choose clarity over confusion. My time is sacred. Number 2. Just enough to keep you close, but never enough to choose you. She doesn't disappear. That would be too obvious. Instead, she lingers just enough to stay on your mind. You send a heartfelt message. She replies 3 hours later with a half-hearted emoji. You suggest a plan. She says, maybe? Let me see. Then when you start pulling away, she drops a miss you selfie like a hook on a fishing line. It's not affection, it's tactic. Welcome to the psychology of emotional breadcrumbing, the subtle manipulation of keeping you attached by feeding your hope without offering substance. These aren't grand gestures of love. They're calculated drops of dopamine designed to keep your heart invested, your ego hungry, and your presence loyal. Let's name what's really happening. You're not being pursued. You're being preserved like a backup battery for her self-worth. She knows how much you care. She may even like knowing it, but instead of reciprocating, she gives you just enough to keep you circling around her orbit. From the outside, people might think you're in a talking stage, but deep down, you feel it. You're emotionally stuck, psychologically drained, and spiritually confused. Here's what many men don't realize: it's not her inconsistency that breaks you. It's your false hope that traps you. Each flirty message resets your belief that things are changing, but it's the same pattern, different bait. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Applied here, it means stop overthinking her behavior and start embodying what you stand for. If someone needs to play games to hold your attention, they've already disqualified themselves from your future. So what's the deeper wound? Jung would say, this is the shadow of emotional scarcity, the hidden belief that you must earn love, that if you prove yourself enough, she will one day reward you with the commitment you deserve. But love that must be proven endlessly becomes servitude, not partnership. Let's be blunt. A woman who truly wants you doesn't make you guess. She doesn't weaponize silence. She doesn't bait you with intimacy and vanish when you ask for clarity. So how do you take back control? Step 1, recognize the pattern. If her warmth only shows up when you withdraw, it's manipulation, not affection. Step 2, stop rewarding the behavior. Don't jump at every breadcrumb. Delay your responses. Protect your energy. Let her wonder where you went. Step 3, set a boundary and mean it. If she cannot consistently invest in you, she loses access to your attention. This isn't about revenge. It's about respect for yourself, your time, and your emotional bandwidth. You are not here to be managed like a toy she picks up when bored. Remember, the woman who keeps you guessing is not confused. She's controlling, and the longer you stay, the further you drift from your own sense of worth. Now, speak out and comment below. I choose consistency over crumbs. I walk with dignity. Number 3, the backup plan trap, when you're just a convenient option. You're not her boyfriend. You're not even in her future plans, but you're always there just in case. This is the brutal truth many men avoid. You are her safety net, not her priority. You're the comforting presence she turns to when the guy she actually wants disappears. You're the emotional pillow when she's feeling down, but the moment she's back on her feet, she forgets you were ever holding her up. The term backup plan may sound harmless, but emotionally, it's devastating. Why? Because being a backup means your presence is appreciated, but your absence wouldn't be mourned. It's silent rejection disguised as casual attention. Let's break it down. She might message you at night with a "just thinking about you" text, or send a voice note when she's lonely, but when you ask to meet up, she says she's too busy. When you suggest defining the relationship, she retreats into vague phrases like, "let's not rush things," or "I'm still figuring things out." These aren't boundaries. These are delays, strategic stalls to keep you from realizing the obvious. You are not her first choice. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, reminds us, "He who is brave is free." And what braver act exists today then removing yourself from a dynamic that slowly chips away at your dignity. This is not about blaming her, it's about seeing clearly. From a Jungian lens, you may be staying because of a deep, unconscious wound, the fear of not being enough. The part of you that believes, if I just stay loyal, if I keep proving myself, maybe one day she'll choose me. But that day rarely comes, and your loyalty becomes the very chain that keeps you locked in limbo. Here's the truth. Real connection is mutual. If you're doing all the reaching out, all the initiating, all the investing, then what you have isn't a relationship, it's emotional labor. So what can you do? First, audit her actions, not her words. Words are easy. I miss you costs nothing. But does she plan? Does she invest? Does she show up? Second, stop negotiating with your self-worth. You are not a placeholder. You are not better than nothing. If someone treats you as temporary, you must treat their access as expired. Third, choose courage over comfort. Yes, it's uncomfortable to walk away, but staying in the backup role is death by 1,000 emotional cuts, one slow disappointment at a time. It's time to flip the script. Instead of asking, will she choose me? Ask, why am I still choosing someone who won't choose me? The Stoic answer is this: because you've forgotten you have the power to walk away, to reclaim your energy, to build a life where you are chosen fully, not kept just in case. And the moment you reclaim that power is the moment everything changes. Now, comment below, I am not a backup. I walk away to protect my worth. Number 4, when she wants your eyes, not your soul, the trap of attention addiction. She smiles wide when you compliment her. She replies instantly when you send a thoughtful message. But when you ask her out, she hesitates. When you talk about something deeper, she disappears. Here's the truth. She craves your attention, not your essence. This is the most seductive illusion a man can fall into, a connection built on surface-level validation. You think there's chemistry, you feel there's a spark, but in reality, she's not drawn to you as a person. She's addicted to the feeling of being wanted. It's the difference between someone who wants to hold your hand and someone who only wants to be watched. From a psychological view, this behavior feeds her ego. She thrives on admiration, praise, and emotional support, not because she wants to build with you, but because it reinforces her sense of value. This isn't love. This isn't even interest. It's emotional consumption. She reaches out when she feels low. She texts when her other options go cold. She sends you a selfie, not because she misses you, but because she needs that dopamine hit when your heart reacts or your words pour in. And like clockwork, once she's emotionally topped up, she goes silent again. Seneca once wrote, "The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable." But what about the mind anxious about inconsistent affection? That is far worse. You're not anxious about the future, you're trapped in the present uncertainty, hoping the next message means she finally sees your worth. From a Jungian lens, your willingness to stay may come from the shadow, the unhealed need to be needed, to feel useful, to feel like your attention matters. But this need becomes dangerous when it turns into dependency, when your attention becomes a currency, and she's the only one cashing in. So how do you break this? Step 1. Stop feeding the illusion. When you see she only responds to compliments or sympathy, pull back. Your energy is sacred. Stop giving it to someone who only wants the wrapping, not the gift inside. Step 2. Demand reciprocity through behavior. Don't reward breadcrumbs. If she only appears to harvest attention but avoids connection, mirror her energy. Invest where you're met. Step 3. Reinvest in your own depth. Your emotional presence should be valued, not consumed. Build a life where your energy is noticed and nurtured, not merely tolerated until it's convenient. It's painful to realize you were never truly seen, only used as a mirror to reflect someone else's self-worth. But it's also liberating, because once you stop giving to those who only want your gaze, you free yourself to connect with those who want your heart. So next time you wonder why she only replies to praise, ask yourself, does she love the man or just the light he shines on her? And if it's the latter, it's time to turn that light inward. Now, speak out and comment below. My attention is not free. It is earned with truth. Number 5. The illusion of words. When she promises but never moves. She said we should hang out. She said she really sees something special in me. She said she wants to take things slow, but weeks pass, and it's the same dance. No dates, no effort, no follow-through. This is the most dangerous form of emotional manipulation, hope wrapped in beautiful words, with no intent of delivery. It's not cruelty in the traditional sense. It's false hope dressed as affection. She isn't chasing connection, she's buying time. The truth. If a woman keeps promising a future but avoids action in the present, she is keeping you on emotional layaway. Her words become your drug. Every "we should definitely do that sometime" is a dopamine hit. Every "I can imagine us together" is a breadcrumb that leads nowhere. You feel special, chosen, seen, but nothing real ever happens. You're building castles on clouds, structures too soft to hold commitment. This isn't a misunderstanding, it's a system. She knows exactly how much to say to keep you orbiting, because the moment you ask for more clarity, action, truth, she disappears into excuses or silence. From a Stoic perspective, Marcus Aurelius warned us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. But here's the extension. Don't waste time waiting for someone to become the partner they only talk about. Watch their behavior, not their stories. Jungian psychology would say you're projecting your own desire for connection onto her image. You're not seeing her for who she is, but for who you hope she'll become. That hope is your shadow, the part of you afraid to accept rejection, so it clings to possibility instead of reality. So what do? Step 1. Test for consistency. Does she follow through on what she says? If she talks about plans but never sets dates, that's a signal not of confusion, but of disinterest cloaked in politeness. Step 2. Ask for clarity, not more promises. Don't say, "When are we hanging out?" Say, "Do you actually want to meet up? Or is this just talk?" A direct question reveals truth. Vagueness is a form of emotional evasion. Step 3. Protect your time and dignity. Your energy is finite. Every day you give it to someone who offers words without weight. You're robbing yourself of someone who could offer presence with purpose. She may not even be malicious, but intent doesn't erase impact. Her indecision costs you peace, clarity, and confidence. If she speaks of connection but avoids commitment, walk. The right woman will be pulled in by your independence, your fire, and the fact that you don't. I want to hear from you. Have you ever caught yourself chasing validation? Tried these mindset shifts? You are a man of value, and words mean nothing without action to honor them. Now, comment below. If it's not real in action, it's not real at all. Number 6. The power game. When she loves control more than connection. Have you ever felt like you're chasing someone who knows she's one step ahead and enjoys it? That's not love, that's a power game. And if you've ever felt like you're constantly trying to win her over, chances are you're already losing your emotional balance. This kind of woman doesn't want a bond. She wants a battlefield. Her goal isn't partnership, it's domination masked as flirtation. She smiles when you chase, disappears when you pause, and returns just enough to keep you confused and invested. That's not affection, it's emotional leverage. From a behavioral psychology lens, this reflects an ego-driven need to feel desired without the vulnerability of reciprocating. She stays in control by creating imbalance. You pursue, she withholds. You give clarity, she offers ambiguity. Every time you make a move, she watches to see if you're still under her spell. This is not just manipulation, it's ego inflation through emotional tension. Now, let's cut through the illusion with Stoic clarity. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. In this context, calm means not reacting to her emotional bait. Strength is choosing non-engagement over escalation. When she disappears for 3 days, then posts a seductive story, it's a trap. When she flirts with other guys in front of you, it's a test. When she says, "I just wanted to see if you'd still care," it's control, not curiosity. Jungian psychology would say this reflects the animus possession, a shadow projection, where a woman asserts dominance not to connect, but to prove power over men. And your response becomes the key variable. Will you fall into the role she scripted, or rewrite the ending by walking away? Here's how you reclaim your power. Step 1. Recognize emotional manipulation. If you're constantly feeling off balance, anxious, or like you're not doing enough, pause. You're likely being played, not pursued. Step 2. Refuse to play the game. When she creates distance to watch your reaction, don't react. Don't double text. Don't explain your silence. Don't compete. Let her feel the stillness of your absence. Step 3. Redirect your energy. Power comes not from winning her approval, but from remembering your worth independent of her validation. Go build something: your body, your mission, your peace. Because here's the truth she hopes you never realize. The moment you stop reacting, she loses control. The moment you walk away without explanation, her illusion shatters. And the moment you return to your center, you become untouchable. A true connection doesn't keep you guessing, it grounds you. So stop trying to decode her chaos. Start mastering your calm. Now, speak out and comment below. My silence is not weakness, it's power. Number 7. Vagueness is the weapon. When she keeps it undefined on purpose. She said she likes me, but she's not ready for a relationship. She wants to keep seeing me, but not label anything yet. Sound familiar? This isn't confusion, it's a strategy. And if you don't recognize it, you'll drown in emotional limbo, mistaking her ambiguity for emotional depth. Welcome to the toxic art of intentional vagueness. Some women don't want clarity because clarity demands commitment. Instead, they use emotional fog to maintain access to your attention while keeping their freedom fully intact. It's a one-sided deal. You invest emotionally. She profits energetically. From a psychological standpoint, this tactic taps into your attachment system. Uncertainty triggers craving, similar to how a slot machine hooks you. Occasional reward, no guarantees. She says just enough to keep hope alive, but never enough to build anything real. From a Stoic lens, this is the exact storm Marcus Aurelius prepared you for. When external chaos tries to pull you into anxiety, your responsibility is to return inward. Amor fati. The love of fate means accepting her vagueness as a reflection of her, not a judgment of your worth. You are not too intense. You are not rushing things. You are simply incompatible with confusion. Jung would say, this is the moment to confront your own shadow, your fear of being alone, your hope that her words will eventually match her actions, your belief that patience might win you her love. That hope isn't love, it's a self-betrayal masked as devotion. Here's what to do instead. Step 1. Ask direct questions. If you feel confused, seek clarity, not more chemistry. Try, what are you looking for, or are we moving towards something, or just floating? Step 2. Listen to the pattern, not the promise. If she consistently avoids defining anything, or gives responses like, let's see where it goes for weeks or months, she has decided. She just doesn't want to say it. Step 3. Set your own timeline. Silence and patience have a limit. Give her space to decide, but give yourself a deadline. If nothing changes, walk away with grace and without regret. Because here's what they don't tell you. A woman who values you doesn't speak in riddles. She doesn't let you guess where you stand. She brings clarity, not chaos. And the longer you tolerate vagueness, the more she respects someone else who won't. So step into your Stoic power. Value presence over potential. Choose clarity over chemistry. Say goodbye to maybe and make room for a hell yes. Now, comment below. I don't chase shadows, I seek truth. Number 8. She fears losing the benefits, not losing you. There's a cold truth that many men don't want to admit. She's not afraid of losing you. She's afraid of losing what you give her. That emotional check-in when her self-esteem dips. That consistent good morning text that makes her feel wanted. That backup plan security in case the guy she actually wants goes quiet. You're not in a relationship, you're in a transaction. This isn't about connection, it's about convenience. And you've become the emotional crutch she leans on when life gets heavy, but discards the moment she feels strong enough to stand on her own. From a behavioral psychology lens, this dynamic resembles what's known as asymmetrical investment. One person pours in energy, presence, and emotional support, while the other offers just enough in return to keep the arrangement going. It's exploitation masquerading as affection. Here's the brutal test. Stop giving, and watch how fast her warmth turns into withdrawal. From the Stoic view, Epictetus reminds us, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In this case, improvement means choosing discomfort over dependence. You may feel cruel for pulling away, especially when she leans on your empathy. But empathy without boundaries is self-destruction. And Jung, he would point to your shadow, the unspoken need to feel needed, the part of you that trades respect for relevance. You fear that if you stop giving, you'll disappear. But what's worse than disappearing is being used until there's nothing left of you. Here's what you must do. 1. Identify the imbalance. Track your emotional output. How often do you support her versus how often she shows up for you? Is she only present when she benefits? 2. Withdraw the fuel. Stop offering praise, support, and presence unless it's mutual. You'll quickly see if she values you or just the perks you provide. 3. Shift the focus. Channel that same emotional energy into something that actually grows you. Your health, purpose, passions. Give yourself the attention you've been giving her. If she fades when the benefits disappear, she never cared for you, just the glow you brought into her world. You are not a free therapist. You are not an emotional energy drink. You are a man with a soul too rich to be a convenience. So next time she texts, "I've been thinking of you," ask yourself, has she been giving to me or only taking from me? Let her go if all she fears losing is the attention. Now speak out. I give value, not free validation. Number 9. Walk away with your dignity intact, the final act of self-respect. There comes a moment, subtle but seismic, when you realize you're not trapped in her games. You're trapped in your own silence. For weeks, maybe months, you've tolerated mixed signals, emotional crumbs, and vague promises, hoping it might all mean something deeper. But deep down, you've always known, if you have to wonder where you stand, you're not standing anywhere at all. This is the turning point, not just of the relationship, but of your life as a man who values himself. Because every time you answer that late-night text, every time you accept another vague excuse, every time you shrink your needs for her comfort, you're not being noble. You're negotiating your worth. And worth isn't something you argue for. It's something you embody. From a Stoic perspective, Marcus Aurelius tells us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your thoughts are filled with waiting, hoping, wondering, then your spirit becomes painted in uncertainty. But if your thoughts are grounded in dignity, clarity, and self-control, then your very presence becomes immovable. And Carl Jung, he would say, this is the path of individuation. To walk away from what insults your soul is not weakness. It is the birth of your real self. The self that no longer begs for crumbs when he is capable of preparing his own feast. So what does walking away look like? It's not a dramatic exit. It's not a text laced with guilt or bitterness. It's simply silence that comes from self-respect. You don't leave to teach her a lesson. You leave to protect your peace. Because when a woman plays with your time, your clarity, your devotion, what she's truly doing is revealing how little she fears losing you. But when you walk away with grace, without noise or spite, that's when your value echoes louder than any argument. Here's your final practice. Look at the pattern, not the moment. Stop being seduced by occasional sweetness. Evaluate the entire experience. Ask yourself one question. If this dynamic continues for another year, who will I become? Reclaim your dignity by reclaiming your direction. Replace late-night longing with early morning purpose. Replace trying to fix her with building yourself. Let her chase clarity in your absence. Let her feel what it's like to lose a man who finally chose himself. Because in love, as in life, nothing is more magnetic than a man who walks away not out of anger, but out of alignment. And when she realizes what she lost, it'll be too late. But for you, it'll be the beginning of something far greater. Now, comment below. I choose clarity over confusion. My peace is not up for debate. Why hold on to someone who doesn't see your worth? Stop pouring your energy into a one-sided game and start investing in the man you're meant to become. You deserve a relationship built on mutual respect, where both hearts are all in no half measures, no crumbs. If you're still chasing someone who strings you along, hear this: you're not stuck, you're choosing to stay, and you have the power to choose differently. It's time to face the truth. No amount of effort will change someone who's not invested in you. Chasing harder only drains you further. But here's the game changer: you can break free. You can walk away from the limbo of just enough and demand the respect you're worth. This isn't about losing, it's about reclaiming your strength, your time, and your life. I want to hear from you. Have you ever been caught in the trap of being strung along? What did you do to take back control? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience could be the spark that inspires another man to rise up. I'm reading every comment and reaching out to connect personally. You're not alone in this fight, but you can be the one to change your story. Subscribe, hit that bell, and join the Man of Substance Brotherhood. Let's stop settling for less and start building lives that command respect. You're worth more, act like it. I'll see you in the next one.